If you lead anything, a company, a family, a classroom, you know the feeling of the grind. It's that constant crushing weight that tells you you're simply not doing enough. I spent 10 years planning a church. It's high stakes, it's all encompassing, and it's designed to burn you out. When I first started, my mentors and leaders used to joke that the city that we're in is designed to kill ministries. And to be perfectly honest, I was a reluctant leader who wanted to quit more times than I can count. But in the process, I have learned, and I'm still learning, 10 brutal anti hustle truths that are the anchor of my life. These aren't business theories. These are principles that will fundamentally change the way that you approach stress, success, and surrender. If you feel like you're leading on empty, or you feel like you're an imposter, lesson number one is a principle about unearned productivity. And it's the only way I kept going. So check out 10 truths learned in 10 years of church planning in under 10 minutes. You know, most church plants don't last 2 years. And the fact that ours has been here for 10 now is not a testament to any perfect strategies or reasons that we can bring up in and of ourselves. It really is a testament to God's grace and a group of devoted people who are relentlessly following Jesus and refusing not to give up. And so I wish someone would have passed this list along to me a few years ago. It would have saved me a lot of heartache and tears. Today, I want to present to you 10 hard-fought truths over the last 10 years as a church planner. And lesson one is the most humbling of them all. We're only here because of God's grace. We understand that the majority of church plants don't make it past 2 years. And it is only because of the grace of God that our church community is still able to stand. Secret to that survival is lesson number two. Prayer is the strategy. It sounds cliche, but it's the vital truth. When times got tough, the only thing that propelled us forward was prayer. Once you get past survival mode, you have to build. And you can't build with a document. So lesson three, people don't follow plans, they follow passion. I spent so much time early on writing strategies and getting people involved with strategic thinking. And what I had to learn was people don't follow plans. What they follow is the authentic passion for the vision that the leader carries. This is tough for me because I'm not a rah-rah kind of guy. I'm not a visionary kind of let's come follow me kind of guy. I'm like, I'm chill. I'm laid back. It's like, do what you know you need to do. And so that was and is still a learning for me that you have to be genuinely passionate and exude the passion and show the passion. It was a challenge for me because I don't outwardly show at all times this exuberance for the things that I know that God has called us all to do. And so it's still a learning for me to see that people follow the passionate, fervent, white-hot vision of a leader. And that passion grows into relationships. Just lesson number 4. Any healthy ministry grows strong, one relationship at a time. The strength of this church isn't in programs or buildings, it's in the deep, meaningful connections that we've built. Now for the hardest lesson of them all. You will lose people that you love, and it's going to hurt like a punch in the face. These will be people that you stood shoulder to shoulder with in some of the difficult times of life, but you can't build up a wall. You have to keep a soft heart for the next group of people that God is sending. So let's talk about how we manage success and growth. Number 6, you can't rise and fall by the number of people who sit in these chairs on Sunday mornings. The temptation is to measure success by attendance, but true impact is often unseen. It's in the changed lives and the unseen moments where transformation happens. And to really grow, we have to learn the lesson that I found in number 7. You have to give ministry away. You have to learn to delegate appropriate responsibilities for the ministry and the body of Christ to grow properly. Listen, some things you give away will ultimately boomerang back to you, and you have to learn that you can't hold on to things because the last person failed you. You have to give it away again. And when you have people, you have to protect what is being built. And so that leads us to lesson number 8. Number 8, culture is hard to create and maintain. I cannot overstate this. Living out the vision is tough, especially when things get hard. It's about consistency with our actions and our values. And here's an aside. Nothing destroys culture as much as naysaying, backbiting, and gossip. So if you feel like you need to engage in those things, stop it. It is detrimental to God working in a local body. This couch is so comfortable. I think I'll hang out here for number 9 as well. So lesson number 9, comparing yourself to other churches will drive you crazy. Every ministry has its own unique journey, and comparison is the thief of joy and vision. And that comparison often leads to criticism, which leads to lesson 10. And so number 10 is probably one of the last lessons in this list that I learned. And that simply is, not everyone is for you. So as a leader, you need to understand that you cannot possibly make everyone happy when you're following God. Trying to please everyone, which is especially difficult for me, will dilute your message and exhaust you. So stay true to your calling. And on that note, 10 heartfelt lessons in 10 years. Here's a final thought. Engaging in ministry and all the challenges that can come along with it is an extreme blessing. And so I guess that's a bonus. People will despise you for what you stand for, and that is a blessing. If you're being criticized for standing firm in your faith, embrace it. With that in mind, realizing that Christ faced opposition. So who are we not to? So that's my 10-year report card. And I'm genuinely curious, if you're a leader, a parent, an entrepreneur, or whatever you're leading, and you've learned a lesson about leadership that I left out, drop it down in the comments below. Also, if you're wondering how I came to some of these realizations and you want me to expound on any of these lessons I've learned, ask in the comments and I'll be sure to create another video to help you get a deeper understanding of the lessons I've learned in these 10 years. So drop 1 or 2 lessons that you've learned in the comments. Let's learn together. And if this message has meant anything to you, hey, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, or share this with a leader that you know needs to hear that they're not in this thing alone. Until next time, we'll see you.